Good morning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, we have to. Here we go. There we go.
All right,
Good
we're back. Good
morning.
morning.
Welcome, 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 welcome back to Sunday Brunch.
Have we been on break that long? Like you losing your touch?
No, sir. This.
Okay.
Don't
All right.
don't start with me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Don't start.
All right. I'm not gonna start.
Boy,
No.
oh boy.
No starting. No starting.
So we have a new setup. We're working it out. Please be patient with
Please.
us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get started. We've been gone for like a good month.
We have,
Month. And you're gonna fix our levels there. I hope we're not too loud. Can everyone hear us?
There we go. I think levels are good. Levels are good.
Levels are good. Levels are good. All right. So since we've been gone for so long, right? Oh, my little overlays are all gone. My overlays are gone. Here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this together. I don't know what is happening now. Nothing is working the way it's supposed to. Okay. My overlays are gone. So why don't you get started with like talking about where we've been?
All right. So, wait, where we been?
Yeah, what we've been up to.
Okay. I was about to say we haven't been anywhere. So, we didn't go anywhere. We just took a little break from the show. And I think the last time we were on air was right before Easter. So, we just took a little break, do a little family things. I had quite a few DIY projects that I had to get done. I've turned into quite the Bob the Builder. Uh, so I had a couple projects that I had to get done. Other than that, for the past weeks that we've been off, we've just been enjoying life. Working on trying to provide better quality when it comes to the Sunday Brunch show. We got these little fancy lapel mics, as you can see right here.
You're not supposed to point them out.
Oh, sorry. Mistake. I know you can see it anyway. But yeah. So and I'm working on like just a better overall quality of the show. We have some fancy new drink specials lined up.
Mm-hmm.
We have some great recipes lined up. Some good, interesting conversations. We said when we came back, we were going to try to, bring more fun conversations and stuff like that, or whatever. Try to make people laugh. There's so much, so much negativity out in the world nowadays. We said, the Sunday Brunch show, we was going to try to, and if anybody had a rough work week, you could tune in to Sunday Brunch, and we can guarantee to make you feel good before having to go back to work on Monday.
So why don't we do this real quick, since we still have a few people trying to come in.
And I'm struggling without my glasses, so bear with me if my eyes look weird.
We're gonna do a redo. We're gonna do our title again, and then we're gonna come back in, and we're gonna start the show off fresh the way we're supposed to. Okay, ready? Let's go. There we go. Hi, welcome back to the Sunday Brunch show. I'm Gina.
I'm Jarrard.
All right, and we've been gone for a month, and
It's been a month.
Yes, and we're trying to get it. We're trying to get it back together. So
we are.
We're trying to get it back together. So today we are making something easy because Mama's getting back in the swing of things, and you know how I love things that are pre-made, and we're getting used to like our new camera. So I have to make sure I look at the camera, not at the screen.
Like I'm staring directly at it. I'm staring directly at it,
not at the screen. So today we're going to be making something new. I don't know why. Nothing is working the way it's supposed to today. There we go.
There we go.
Yes, there we go. We are making bootleg beignets. So, you know how I love things that are pre-made. Let's get this oil hot and popping. I'm going to wait for that to get started. So we are making bootleg beignets. So beignets are a classic New Orleans French dish. And I love the taste of it. It's like the crispy, like kind of like,
You know, I've never had beignets before.
You never had a beignet?
Be my first time.
Well, this is not a real beignet, okay?
So it's not like the kind Tiana was making?
No, it's not like the kind Tiana was making at all. These are Gina's bootleg beignets. This is when you want something similar, but you ain't got the time to like do all that dough prepping and everything. So what we're doing is using my favorite thing to do, which is use pre-made biscuits, refrigerated biscuits, the grand biscuits. And I've already pre-cut a bunch already, so I'm going to do one for you guys at home. So you take a biscuit, bam. We got a knife, kabow. And then we're just going to cut it into 4 pieces, like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how big you want them. But I try to make them all uniform.
And for everyone that was with us before the break, don't worry. I'm gonna get back to cooking. And Gina being an instructor, but like she said, we were off for a month, so I'm not even gonna ruin the food today. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. So
not gonna do it.
She got it.
Not gonna do 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 it. Okay, so I'm still waiting for our oil to start. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna be making these while we're doing the whole show.
All right, let's make it happen.
And then, do you want to make our drink now?
Sure.
So I'm waiting for the oil to heat up because I got a little bit of vegetable oil in a pan right here.
Listen,
heating up.
Making a drink is something I don't need to get back into the swing of things with that. Not to sound like an alcoholic, but
So you're making the madras
cocktail. Don't ask me. I'm just gonna be completely upfront and honest with you. I googled it. I just googled it. I said I need something new. Gina said, "Oh, I'm doing beignets." I said, "Okay, well that's French." I said, "Well, let me Google some type of international cocktail," and I googled, and bam, here we go.
Lazy.
Here we go. Yes, pure laziness. But next episode, I'll come back with the whole fresh, Jarrard, aka Philly Rain drink special. But today, madras cocktail. All right, so it's pretty simple. So for the madras cocktail, you basically need just a couple simple things.
I'm gonna let you get in here.
Let me get in my zone. Get in my zone.
I'll wait for my oil to heat up.
Zone. All right, so basically simple things, and these simple things, everybody have these in their house.
Everyone has these things in their house.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You should. So you need cranberry juice.
This is unsweetened cranberry juice.
Unsweetened. I'm sorry.
I don't like cranberry cocktail.
You need unsweetened cranberry juice. Orange juice. Vodka.
I
said vodka. Vodka. And simple syrup. You could do simple syrup or maple syrup. We chose to do simple syrup. And of course, some ice. So.
I forgot my straws, but I'll drink without a straw today.
All right, you can go without a straw. All right. So, dump a little bit of ice. Put on a shaker. All right, so first things first, vodka. And if you're making a drink for
Wait, how much vodka did you put in? Just one shot?
No. It's 4 tablespoons. Can I do my drink?
Oh, okay. I'm understanding. I would like it's supposed to be 2 for 2 of us. Like how much
Why is she? Help me out.
Really?
Help me.
You don't have to go there.
So, I didn't question your beignets. I didn't say, why are you slicing them like that? All right. So if you're making a drink for 2 people, you want to do 4 tablespoons of vodka. Now, if you're making it for, single serving, then 2 tablespoons. It basically goes up after that, depending on how many people you're making it for. So that was 4 tablespoons of vodka.
Okay, I'm taking your word for it.
We're not getting turned up on a Sunday.
Why not?
We're not getting turned up on a Sunday. We would not do that again. So we add our cranberry juice.
Look, see, you know what? I don't know why you bring up all stuff.
Add a cranberry juice.
Sleepy. Like
a little orange juice. So what I did, so for a double serving, so you have 4 tablespoons of vodka, 8 tablespoons of cranberry juice, 6 tablespoons of orange juice, and 2 tablespoons of simple syrup.
See, Brandy, we on the same page, girl. Brandy said, "Turn up."
Yes, the person who drinks, what is it? Fruit water with vodka in it. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Fruit water with wine.
She was a smoothie. It was a smoothie, sir. Get it together.
A smoothie with wine. Yes.
It was a smoothie.
Yes, I'm going to listen to Brandy. Yes. A smoothie with wine. Yes, really. That's it. And then we just shake it up.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, we're gonna get back to my beignets, my bootleg beignets. So for anyone who's joining us, these are just grand biscuits, like refrigerated biscuits, and I cut them up into 4s. And now we are going to drop them in our heated vegetable oil. It's not quite as hot as I would like it, so it might be a minute till these bad boys are ready to eat. So we're gonna put it.
Let's make some more of this.
I really don't like frying things, to be real honest with you. One, like, it's not really that good for you. But I don't like grease popping on me. I don't want the grease popping on me.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I said.
I'm just baby drink.
This is a sampler. This is a sampler.
I feel judgment all the time.
This is a sampler.
I seriously do. Like, the weekends are like my time to let loose. We got Gammies in the house upstairs.
But that's good. Did you take a sip?
I didn't get a chance to take a sip. So cheers.
Cheers.
Needs more vodka. It needs more vodka.
All right, so so while we were gone, while we were on break, a couple things, happened in the world. We lost a couple of for my 90s, for my 80s and 90s babies. We lost quite a few celebrities. One being my favorite rapper of all time, DMX.
Yeah.
Which was sad, and that one really hit hard. Because I was a huge fan of DMX. I read his book Earl and everything.
They did a beautiful, it was a really nice service that they did, the memorial
at the Barclays Center yesterday. Yeah, it really was. It was live on YouTube. I don't know if anybody had a chance to watch it. What, Brandy? Where's the rest of the cocktail?
See, I'm not alone. You're not alone. I'm here with you. See, thank you, Brandy. See.
Anywho, right along. So we lost DMX. Anybody that I'm pretty sure everybody out there watching right now, have all know who DMX is, have all heard his music. If you haven't heard any DMX music, look him up, stream him right now. It's awesome. We also lost Black Rob, bad boy artist. Black Rob's favorite he was famous for Whoa, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love Whoa, Whoa. Yeah, so that was sad.
Delivery.
The remix. Yeah, he was on a remix. Yeah. So we lost Black Rob. That was also sad and tragic. And then most recently, Shock G, which everyone knows as Humpty. Do you know the Humpty dance is your chance to do the hump? Yeah. So
were you dancing?
I just did. Yeah, come on. Had to. So yeah, so we lost. We lost quite a few people. Also, what else happened?
A lot of bad stuff and some semi-good stuff. Derek Chauvin was found guilty.
Yes, Derek Chauvin was found guilty
on
all charges.
All 3. But that same day that the jury come out, that poor girl, Makai, she
Yeah, in Illinois. Yeah.
So it's just like you can't really
Yeah,
have, and honestly, it's always bittersweet. You know what I'm saying?
It was
like
good news and then
it's
bad news.
like even then it's like it's a drop in the bucket at the end of the day. So that's why I was like hoping we could just focus more on some positivity.
Exactly. So that's yeah. So we're definitely, so when we get into our main topics, it's definitely gonna be positive.
We're just gonna briefly talk about some like.
So yeah. So it was one thing that I wanted to briefly talk about. You know, and I brought this to Gina kind of like last minute because when I watched it and you know, I listened to it, it kind of like, you know, a couple things kind of like, you know, made me, I'm not gonna say upset, but I was just like, okay, wait a minute, hold up. So Master P did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and you know, we're probably once
put the link
you know, Gina dropped the link into the comments. You know, we can't play the clip because it's the Breakfast Club, but we're definitely going to drop the link in the comments. So anyone that wants to click the link and watch it, be our guest. But yeah, so Master P was on the Breakfast Club, and you know, he was talking about, you know, crap. He was talking about
he talked about
self wealth, and
but he also he talked briefly about the situation they have with Black Rob. You know, the fact is Black Rob was homeless for the most part when he passed. He had a GoFundMe page that never reached its goal. You know, he was struggling.
He was.
You know, and then people were calling out Diddy. Oh, these are looking good. They were calling out Diddy because, you know, he was one of Diddy's artists, and at one point, you know, and like they were supposedly close. They weren't even like, you know, it wasn't just like just an employee thing. They were close.
The thing about it, though, Diddy was close with all his artists. I mean, Diddy was that guy. Like Suge Knight and them weren't lying when they got up at the Source Awards and said, "Look, if you don't want your producer dancing in your videos, you know, all up on stage with you at your shows," he wasn't lying. That was Diddy. Diddy was in every video. He was on stage at every show, so he had a connection. You know, Bad Boy was really a family. You know, when they said Bad Boy family, they were really a family. Like I remember growing up watching Bad Boy Records do everything together. You know, so it's kind of jacked up that you had this relationship with this man, and you could have easily helped him reach his GoFundMe goal. Not even help him reach it. He could have like triple. He could have gave triple to what the goal was, and he wouldn't even have noticed it in his bank account.
Like I'm sure that, like, you know, we don't know all the ins and outs of like Black Rod's personal life and what he has been doing and all of that. True. And we also don't know what Diddy was doing in the background that people say that he might have been doing in the background. True. But all we know is at the time of his passing, this was the reality. So, like, he could have done a lot of things, you know.
This is true.
We just don't know that. But like what Master P was talking about in references is the fact that, you know, there's personal accountability. Right, he's like, you know, ultimately,
self accountability.
You have to be accountable to yourself. The things that you do, if you don't manage your money well, if you do drugs, if you are out, you know, whatever. Yes, that is there is that piece, right? That accountability piece, that personal accountability piece. But that's also the same story that all of these, like, I want to say white, you know, like major corporations, this is what they've been telling Black people. We've been told as Black people all the time, you need to be accountable for yourself. Ignore systemic racism, ignore the predatory behavior, and it's really about you and what you haven't done and putting all that onus on that individual. And realistically, like, yeah, people who do drugs and alcohol and who don't manage their money well, yeah, there's some personal accountability there, but there's also systemic things that have created that situation.
It truly
is.
And
like his response completely ignored that fact. And he said, like, you know, trying to make it sound like it's not Diddy's responsibility.
Yeah, he tried to He tried to push it up there, trying to say it wasn't his responsibility, then tried to push it up, you know, to the top of the chains. Like, well, why is everybody blaming Diddy? Why aren't you blaming the major? You know, Diddy's just the middleman. Yeah. Why aren't you blaming the big record labels? You know, why aren't you blaming the top people? You know, then he started to say, why aren't you blaming the people that are making millions? But then billions. Yeah, billions. But then he caught himself. and turn around and say, well, Diddy made millions. Diddy's a million. Yeah, Diddy's a million. Diddy is almost a billionaire. So he's on the same level as these top people you're talking about. Like so yeah. So my thing is, and then what else?
Well,
He
yeah,
proceeded to
and
say
talk
that
about
once
why.
the artist is done, you don't have any obligations to once the contract is done, you don't have any obligations to that artist. You don't owe that artist anything. But is a difference. Like one, if you had an artist signed to like a 2 or 3 year deal, like a 2 album deal, then yeah, then okay, that typically means the artist is going to be on your label for a year or two. So if that's the case, then yeah, the artist is done contract. You probably haven't even built a relationship with that artist.
Yeah.
But we know for a fact, Bad Boy, aka which was known in the '90s as Raping You Records, held artists to what was it? Was it a 10 album deal or 5 album deal?
Look, don't get me the line.
It was either a 10, like I'm not sure, but Bad Boy Records either had a 5 album deal or a 10 album deal. I want to say it was a 5 album contract, which creating 5 albums is very hard to do because the typical album process, you have to create at least 30 tracks, and then they pick the best ones out of that. And that takes a very long time, especially when in between the making of albums, you have to promote those albums. Then you have to go on tour for those albums to recoup your money and things like that. So a 5 album deal can last a very long time. And Bad Boy Records was like notoriously known for that. That's why it has taken artists so long to get from under those contracts. But when you have somebody in a 5 album contract and that person actually is with you the entire time, then there's no way whatsoever you can go without building a relationship with that person.
Well, and I think there's this other concept that like, oh well, let's ignore what we're doing to our own people. Let's ignore what he's doing and focus on these big giant fish. I'm like, yes, they're all like, yeah, the big fish are wrong. The big corporations are wrong. The big producers and all that, they're wrong. But that doesn't make what Diddy's doing or people like him any less wrong.
It don't mean we should be like, you know what? It's not Diddy's fault. It's their fault. No, it's all of their fault.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing. Like to me, it's just look, we shouldn't allow for people to prey on our own people. Like it's just like the same way we're not gonna let like big corporations do it. We shouldn't let small fries do it either. And the fact of the matter is that sort of logic worked when he was 24, 25 years old, first starting out. What's his excuse now? The man is like almost a granddad. He has no excuse.
Almost granddad. He's a granddad.
Okay, he is a granddad.
Diddy almost 60. Gotta be. Gotta be.
But there's no excuse for that, But I regress. I wanted to get to things that are more fun.
Well, yeah. Well, we had to get that out the way. I just wanted to. That was something I wanted to talk about. I'll take the blame for that. We got a comment. Just because that's how it's always been done doesn't mean that's how it has to be or continue. Exactly. Thank you, Steve.
Exactly. Why do we have to keep perpetuating the same issues? Like, there should be a time for change. But I don't know. Like, I think there's also there's people are friends with people and they're letting them do things and letting them get away with that because they're worried about whatever that signal might mean to them or whatever. But
it's just...
we need to just stop letting people assault our own. We can't get mad at like them and then not get mad at bigger corporations and white people and then do it to each other and be okay with us doing it to each other.
That's true. All right, so
these beignets is done, son.
We're about to tap into these beignets, and we're going to move on. Like I had to bring that up.
You had to make it all heavy and stuff.
Sorry, I put the battery in Gina's back.
I started talking about stuff like I be getting like, whoo,
charged her up. Mm-hmm. So I had to get that out the way. So let's move on. Actually, before we move on to our next topic, I'm gonna try some of these because
don't try it yet. I didn't make it pretty, but I haven't made it pretty. And these, like I said, these aren't even real beignets. These are bootleg beignets. Once again, we got bootleg beignets. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. All right.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's like you going.
I have some confection sugar, powdered sugar, just for the. We're gonna
Oh, we
sprinkle
getting
it.
real Princess and the Frog up in
That's
this
what
joint,
I
huh?
said. Like they're
Okay.
bootleg, but I
All
still
right.
need to add the accoutrement. All right, and then you can either dip it, or I could add it on drizzle on top. What you want? Drizzle. Let's do a little drizzle. Look at that. It's a little lumpy, but woo, woo, baby. So I heated up some Nutella to add a little bit of the chocolate in this. All right, so now you can dig in while I make mine.
All right, this is pretty. Let me take a little picture.
You're gonna need to take a picture.
This is pretty. This is real pretty.
Prettier than your drink. I'm just saying. It is like I ain't got no. There's no garnish. There's no straw, and it's like half a sip.
I feel so much judgment right now. So much judgment.
Like I'm trying to savor it.
You trying to savor it?
Because there isn't much to it.
I feel so much judgment.
If this were a competition, you would be losing.
It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. So let's see.
Yeah, so let's get to some
Moving on.
more upbeat.
Yeah, let's stop talking about the food
because like I've been kind of like honestly like the news has been kind of sad, like all the way around. Even when like
the news is sad.
Yeah, but even things have been going just sad. Even like I said, even with the Chauvin trial and the results from that, I still didn't feel like people were happy, but then I was like still feeling kind of crappy. How's it taste? It's good stuff. I get to try mine. I got this varying. So yeah, bootleg beignets, man. These are just biscuits fried. Oh yeah.
Now I see why the Fenner brothers was snatching up all the beignets off the table. I'm sorry, y'all gotta forgive me for my Princess and the Frog. I'm a parent. My kid loves that movie.
And he loves Princess and the
Princess
Frog.
and the Frog is a regular thing.
Oh look, and we're not even gonna talk about the dude who wrote the open letter to Disney because they woke. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
We're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat next. So
tell me your thoughts on Mortal Kombat. We watched it last night. You gotta watch it in 4K.
Yeah, if you plan on watching Mortal Kombat, you got a 4K TV. You gotta watch it in 4K. It's awesome. I mean, Mortal Kombat was good. I was actually satisfied. I was actually really satisfied. I mean, because come on, I started Mortal Kombat when it first came out. With the video game. Sega Genesis, Abacad, ABACAB. For all my gamers out there, that's the blood code. Yeah, but Abacad. Yeah. But no, and then the first. So they had two other movies. I want to say early 2000s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there was like at least two more movies after the first one, but the first
and they were all crappy.
Well, like the first one, you can't really do Mortal Kombat unless you go all in, and they kind of went all in. Like seriously, they were cutting people in half, ripping arms off.
From the moment it started.
It was very graphic, but that's how the game was. Because I was like, you can't say fatality and not do a full blown fatality.
Listen, it was so many fatalities in this movie. All right, all my Mortal Kombat fans, if you haven't played the game, you have to watch the movie. It was so many fatalities.
Yeah, it got really graphic, but I enjoyed that part. I really did.
So you enjoyed the violence?
I did enjoy the violence. It felt connected to the game. Like realistically, the game didn't even have a storyline, so you could literally make whatever you want. The game was just, we're going to die. We're gonna fight till you die. Like that's kind of it. There was no real story. They tried to do it later on in games, but the initial game was no real story.
Okay.
That's
true.
Casting wise, I think they did a pretty good job.
That would be all you. I don't.
I gotta say, from compared to the first one,
that would be all you because
in the first one they were so focused on. They had Liu Kang was the main character in the first movie, if I remember correctly. And,
he was.
And then it was him and it was Katana and Sonya Blade were in it, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnny Cage.
He was.
Like I think they did have Jackson. I can't like vaguely remembering because it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Like
they did have Jackson, and then in one of the other ones they had Kano in it.
Yeah, on one of the other ones later on.
Yeah,
but
Kano had the
robotic
the one
that
eye and stuff
remember,
like
the
that.
part that I do remember that I did not like is Raiden was that dude from Highlander.
Oh,
like
I remember that one. Yeah, that was crappy.
That makes zero sense. At least this time they actually made him Asian. Like, how like insert random white man to play Asian older. Like what?
But then in this one they made him, the character that Raiden really was. Like Raiden was a boss.
Mm-hmm.
He was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And in the other movies, they kind of made Raiden like this everyday okay doke fighter.
Mm-hmm.
In this one they made like Raven that guy.
Oh, he had a whole source of power.
Like I mean,
teleporting and stuff.
Yeah, Raiden that guy was like, okay, wow.
But I tell you, there was one part where I definitely felt like, I think I made a joke about it too. I was like, it definitely felt like it was like Power Rangers moment. Like,
you go here, fight him.
Yeah, and then together they will all form together and fight the boss. Like, it definitely felt like, go Power Rangers. But then that didn't happen at the end. That I don't want to give away any spoilers, but.
So, Power Rangers and Raiden with Zordon?
Yeah. And that little in-between place that they went to, the, whatever they call it, the, in-between realm or whatever, that was the lair. True. Either way, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a fun watch. I don't know if I'll watch it again.
I loved it.
But I definitely...
I'm going to watch it again.
You're going to watch it again. Of course you would. But it was fun.
Of course I will watch it. It was awesome. No, I wouldn't. It was Mortal Kombat!
Let's talk about Black Falcon. That's so disrespectful.
One, it's not Black Falcon.
It's just Falcon.
It's Captain America.
Yeah. It's Black Captain America. It's funny, but it's not funny. It's like sad at the same time. Because the fact of the matter is, like, when he said, "Oh, it's Black Falcon," we knew exactly why they say it like that. Like, and that's just it's so sad. It's so sad. It's like funny sad. Because realistically, it's just, that is how we do everything. Whenever a black person plays a character,
but we were
put black in front of it.
But the crazy thing about it is, remember the very end or whatever, like we both had that look of disappointment where he had did all that he had did. We're going to talk about this without giving like any real spoilers.
How?
She got a point there. If you ain't seen it by now, then shame on you.
That's
shame on you. Shame on you.
Spoilers.
Listen.
Spoilers.
You ain't seen it by now. Shame on you. You need your Marvel card is revoked. But yeah, so after he saved the day, we both had that look of disappointment. Like, are you kidding me right now? When he came up and the guy was like, the guy was like,
yeah. He got the shield. He got the suit.
And we were both. He was like, yeah. He was like Black Falcon or whatever. We both were like, are you serious? And then the other guy was like, no, that's Captain America.
That's Captain America.
We was like, yeah. So yeah, but it was awesome. I mean, let's talk about the actual Captain America. So the one thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier that irked me, it irked the both of us, and I'm pretty sure it irked you too if you watched it. So let's talk about
mediocre
in the
John
beginning
Walker.
of the series when Sam gave the shield up, which we all felt as though he shouldn't have, but Sam gave the shield up just for them to turn around and give Captain America's shield to this mediocre. Disrespect is real. Captain America's shield to this mediocre Captain America, John Walker.
Well, like, one, he didn't give the shield to the, like...
No, Sam didn't give it to him. The senator gave it to him.
But I feel like they were saying something deeper. The whole process, they were talking about, like, basically imposter syndrome. This idea that, we don't think that we deserve, the roles that you were been put into. Somehow we don't fit what is supposed to happen. We don't feel like we're good enough. And that's a result of, I'm not even gonna say it, but you know what it's a result of. Because I say it all the time. But nonetheless, I feel like it was very poignant what they did.
Anyway, you look at it, John Walker is to blame for everything.
Mediocre Captain America, yeah.
Blame everything on John Walker.
Well, no, it's not his fault.
It is his fault.
What do you call it? Captain Tri-State Area, aka Captain America, KKK. Yeah. Just mediocre Captain America, yo. I say, like, honestly, the whole series, I was very, I was so pissed off about, like, the John Walker, but it was so needed.
We were loving it until he showed up.
What do you mean? Oh, so, like,
we were loving the series until they brought John Walker in.
No, I wasn't loving it either because I didn't like it when Sam gave up the shield, but then I understood, but I didn't like it. And then when they showed, mediocre, and then like my favorite scene out of the whole series
was when he got his butt kicked.
When he got his butt kicked by the chicks from Wakanda, and he's like they weren't even super soldiers. They weren't even super soldiers. Yeah, because you're whack. You are basic. You are mediocre at best, and they gave you a bunch of awards. Wow, you're not even that like.
I mean, but let's be real about that scene. Even if John Walker was a super soldier, he still got his butt kicked.
Right, because even when he became...
don't mess with Wakanda.
But the thing is, even when he became a super soldier, he was still mediocre. Like, he was getting his butt handed to him, even after he took the serum. Because the fact of the matter is like, even with the serum, you still you're just regular. You're regular.
Plus, he was fighting for all the wrong with the serum. Well, no, he was fighting out of anger.
No, the fact of the matter is, like, even without the anger thing, like, he was told his entire life that he was amazing and great because that's what they do to people like him.
I mean, but
they exalt him, they put him up at this pedestal, and then when he actually has to perform, he can't do it.
I mean, but his army track record was, his military track record was probably awesome,
just as mediocre. It was probably just as mediocre. You give awards sometimes for people who, because of what they represent, not because of what they do. Because his boy was right there with him through all of that.
I'm totally with you. I didn't like John Walker at all. You don't have to convince me.
And they tried really hard to make him like sympathetic at times, especially with like his friend dying and all of that, and like, but realistically, like,
sympathetic. I just try to make him sympathetic because his friend died, and then he went and killed somebody
in cold blood
with the shield.
Yo, that
with the shield.
But
there has never been blood on that shield until John Walker got it. Listen, Captain America, Steve Rogers, took on army bases and never got blood on the ship. Never ever. Never ever.
What was funny was when he threw that thing and it didn't bounce back.
The fake shield.
The fake shield. Like, dude, what are you doing?
That was the funniest thing.
See, that thing you just thought was just a regular old shield.
He threw the fake shield and then it bounced off the wall. It was like it's like, did you really think that? Like, did you really think that?
Oh, hilarity! But I enjoyed it. People, people being criticizing the fact that it didn't do anything for the MCU, it didn't move the story. And honestly, it's like it moved the story the way that it needed to move. They needed to figure out how did Falcon really become Captain America, because it would have been unfair to that character and then to Black people in general to just all of a sudden, hey, pop up and now Falcon is Captain America, and it was just a smooth transition, not even thinking about the social, political, ramifications of that, the racial issue. So I think it was fair. It was fair, and it's something that Black people, Black fans needed to see. You're looking at my plate.
Because I noticed you got yourself somewhere big.
Well, my glass is empty. And apparently someone didn't make enough.
So we're going to be that petty.
And then when I
we're going to be that level of petty.
When I said, that wasn't like enough vodka. Like it was literally enough to make a drink.
So we're going to be a level, buddy.
Because really, I could have drank that and that. Petty LaBelle. Or you could just make some more. We got more stuff. No? Okay. That's fine. That's cool. Would you like some more beignets? Because, I made plenty. You want 3? You want 4? You want 5? Here you go. 5. Look, because you know what? I have plenty. That's how you serve brunch, my love. Would you like to move on?
Let's move on. It's about to be alcoholic beverages from now on.
Would you like some more Nutella, or you just want it with the powdered sugar?
I'll take some more Nutella.
Like, it is still a little runny-ish. There you go. There, I got some on your fork. But there you go. You could dip it in, too. Because you know what? I have plenty. And it was working out perfect because we have about 15 minutes left. So, now, we have a little bit more. Before we go on, we have another comment. It seemed like a smart way for Disney to avoid backlash from making Sam Captain America. Really take the time to develop the story. Yes. Like, honestly, like, there would have been backlash on both sides, Like, the fact of the matter is we have no idea how he came to be in this part. And it's a big piece. So, yeah, they did a good job. Of bringing that forward.
What did Sean say? Mortal Kombat?
We already talked about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Sean,
you missed us.
You missed the Mortal Kombat segment, but look,
you can rewind.
If you haven't watched it, you gotta watch it. Make sure you watch it 4K.
All right, so we're going back to the Oscars, which are 2 nights, right? I remember it is supposed to be tonight. I'm like, honestly, like I'm a film student. I love film. I love movies.
And I know nothing about them except for I like to watch some of them.
Some of them.
And I get all the actors confused. And
none of your favorite movies are ever nominated. Except for Into the Spider-Verse is nominated like a year or 2 ago.
I was disappointed the year I thought they were going to nominate Pootie Tang and they didn't. I like that movie.
Anywho.
Cemetery.
I ever tell you about the time when I had to watch Monsters Ball, and I was so messed up over watching it, but I ended up watching Pootie Tang to balance myself out.
See? It worked though, didn't it?
It did. I felt normal after watching that.
Cemetery.
So it only works when you watch very depressing and very disturbing films. But, nonetheless. So this year, the Oscars, it's like people got, there's a very wide, diverse group of people who've been nominated, films that have been nominated, and you feel like semi-hopeful. But then, a woman director has been nominated for the first time in 100 years, something crazy like that.
What movie?
Nomadland.
Oh, I heard about that movie.
I saw that movie, but you heard about it. Though I don't see you watching it all the way through. It is definitely
I saw the trailer. I'm not gonna watch it.
You're not gonna watch it.
Sorry. I love you. Not gonna watch it.
But yeah. So there's a very good chance that a member of either a black person or a woman or a person of color is going to win.
I think we're
the big picture.
You're absolutely right.
See, I told you. You don't be listening to me. I know. This ain't enough. That was a shot. Right, you literally put a shot of everything and made a shot. That's why I'm going to finish your drink for you. So, it is definitely, going to be interesting to watch in that sense. But then it's you get, so...
See, I just got to be just regular. I just got to be regular Jarrard now. Just put the Jarrard touch on it. I can't be following recipes. Keep forgetting the people that make these recipes a lot of times are trying to be cute with it. But I ain't trying to be cute with it. So let's just...
They can't see what you're pouring.
They don't have to see what I'm pouring. They didn't judge me. You might be like, oh, that vodka.
Ain't no judgment here.
Of course, there ain't no judgment from you because you want more.
I mean, you can always just turn off the comments if you're worried about judging comments, but we've been judging you since, day one.
You know, I can't. I just can't. Can't.
I'm curious about whether or not everyone can hear me chewing.
They can. They can.
I didn't realize it. The levels are kind of high.
They can. They can hear you chopping away.
Chew, chew, chew. But it's good. Or we can post this on, like, YouTube as a mukbang. Like, and they, still, once again, we can't see what you're doing. It looks like a lot of different other drinks, like a tequila sunrise. Well, not really, because still, like, you don't see the levels, but I didn't realize you weren't plugged in.
No, I wasn't plugged in. And I'm back.
Yeah, so I feel hopeful, you know, but then it's also like, it's an award show. Does it really matter? Like, in the big picture, yes and no. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Why is so weird? Sometimes stuff opens up and I don't know why.
Computer is haunted.
The computer is haunted. There we go. Now we're talking. Now this is a proper drink. I mean, I'm still missing my straw, but you know, this is a proper drink.
So if you don't drink up, it's almost some straw.
I need a straw.
So back to the Oscars.
Yeah. So I mean,
So what's nominated for? What's the big one? Movie of the year?
big picture, best picture.
Best picture of the year? Is that movie of the year?
Okay, call it movie of the year, but it's the Oscars, so it's not the
Oh,
MTV
it's
Movie Awards.
The Oscars.
It's the Oscars, so it's called Best Picture. Yes, it's called Best Picture.
Best picture.
Disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. Yes.
So what's up for best picture?
We have I think Mank is nominated.
Who?
Mank, which is a very high likely that it's going to win because it's about like old Hollywood starring like old man, and those movies tend to do because the Academy, most of the voters are still older and white, so and male, so they're gonna vote for a movie that they like. I can't even bring myself to watch the whole thing. Not to say that it's bad.
That means it's bad.
It's not bad. It's just, you know, you have to have an interest. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, sometimes, like, even, like, Nomadland, like, I was kind of, like, not really that interested in seeing it because I kind of knew where it was headed. But, I mean, it was still interesting. It was, like, it felt like half documentary, half narrative. Like, it was, like, a weird, like, thing. But, it was interesting to watch. Like, I just have no desire to watch Mank. Like, I just have none. None whatsoever. And then, what else? I have to look at the list, because what else is nominated? Judas and the Black Messiah.
Hey, that was a good one.
I mean, like, yes, that was a good movie.
I like that.
And, you know, I have, like, sort of a personal tie to it, so that's why I'm, like, really hoping that one wins, only because just for personal, like, I want to see Black people win. You're talking about a movie that is, you know, directed by a Black director, written by a, you know, Black writer, produced by Black producers, and starring almost entirely Black cast. So, yeah, that's a big deal. That has not ever happened. And it's a big studio picture. It's just never happened. Like, even when you have Best Picture that is directed by a Black director, typically the producers are all white. So, I mean, I always feel like the Oscars is that thing where they kind of like play around with. Sometimes they win. It's based on what's happening politically that determines who wins. And sometimes the people who are supposed to win, and sometimes the people who, like, you know, everyone in the Academy cares about wants to wins. You know, and it's like then you end up having a scenario where, you know, Denzel Washington should have won for Malcolm X, and he should have won for Hurricane, and instead
he won for being a corrupted cop.
He wins for you know,
and
like,
getting shot up at the end of a movie.
Yeah, and it's really because, like, oh, you should have won a couple years ago, but, you know, because everyone's pissed off that there are no Black people, you're winning this year. You know,
we give it to you now.
Or, you know, a woman's gonna win, you know, like, so, and then, like, yeah, she wins once after 100 years, and a woman never gets nominated ever again.
Like, we'll give it to you.
For Best Director. So, like,
Like, well, we should have gave it to him 3
It's
years
so-
ago.
yeah.
Why does it matter when they get it? The Oscar is Oscar.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, now we can shut up. We can tell them to shut up now.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. You know,
It truly is.
so it's just like you just hope because you know, like you also know that financially, for these people, for these filmmakers, winning an Oscar is a huge deal because it ups how much they can earn, and it ups the idea that of more films that they can make. So especially if the person is part of a marginalized group or underrepresented group, then they have the opportunity to make more things and make things more diverse. So I think that's the biggest part of it, you know. But it's also very political. It's also very attached to money. The fact of the matter is, like, you know, a lot of other movies should have been nominated and won it over years, and it's only because of campaigns that their campaign wasn't strong enough. Because really, that's what they do. They all campaign to the Academy. They all campaign to the voters. They post ads and they send stuff out for your consideration, and that's what gets their vote. It's basically, it's a popularity. It comes down to it being a popularity contest at the end of the day. And sometimes people get vote. You know, I'm not saying that people don't vote based on what is good, but if you don't bother watching the other some odd movies that are up for contention, then they don't get nominated and they don't get to win.
That sucks.
So
I never knew none of this. You know, I'm not the movie person. I'm the music person. I'm learning.
Yeah, but like, and really, awards doesn't necessarily mean whether or not, you know, that movie is worthwhile. No, it doesn't. It's just a nice thing. It's a nice thing, and awards are great for getting dressed up and getting to see people that normally don't get noticed to get noticed. So it'll be fun to watch.
Well, fingers crossed for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, because that would be like a big deal.
Fingers crossed.
Let me drink my drink.
All right, so we're almost out
Yes.
of time. You know what? Real quick before we end,
Okay.
I got to do this because we've been talking about it all week. Actually,
Lord.
we've been talking about this for the last couple weeks.
Sir, we got 5 minutes left.
So, all right, so real quick for my people still watching. So, Jarrard and J-Lo. This song where Jarrard starts off saying, "What's my explicit name?"
MF&A.
Yeah, what's my MF name? So I found out, and I was telling Gina, there are so many people out there that think she's singing, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" So I asked Gina, you know, of course, she was like, no, she's saying, "R-U-L-E," which is true.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think Gina knew she was saying "R-U-L-E"? I don't think so, but.
Sir, yes, I did. I didn't hear about the stupid controversy until you told me about it, and you asked me what did she say.
But it's crazy because there was so many people out there to this day that would. The fact that so many people that think she said.
This is how you know, like the world has gone to the bottom
Like,
of the barrel. We're
are
talking about
you-
whether or not she said, "Are you ready?" or "R-U-L-E."
Yo, but the fact that so many people that think she's saying, "Are you ready?" So that means there's so many people out in the world when the song come on are at karaoke or in the car saying, "What's my mother?"
Well, I would
name?
hope if you're at
Are
karaoke,
you ready?
I would hope if you're at karaoke, you would look at the screen and read, "Oh, it says R-U-L-E." R-U-L-E.
But it's like the fact that he asked what's his name. Why would she say, "Are you ready?" Like, is that J-Lo basically saying, "I'm not gonna say his name"? Are you ready? Like, like no. So yeah, so
There's a long list of other songs that I do not know the words to.
It is such so many songs out there that I found out.
I just be making up my own words.
People,
it don't matter. It don't matter.
I mean, but
It don't matter.
But the T-Pain and Buy You a Drink, that's another one that kind of got me. Like, you know, I found out after he say, "Let me buy you a drink," and I was one of those people out there saying, "Ooh wee," but actually is him saying, "And then I'm gonna take you home with me." I never knew that. I was actually.
Now I gotta listen to songs. I don't know what it said.
I was actually told he was saying "ooh wee."
But look, the fact of the matter is, people can only listen to so many words and know so many words of a song.
That's
the
true.
fact is, if you remember that song and you like at least enjoy that song and listen, like that's all that really matters. And the chorus, you know.
I mean,
yes. And on that note, how are we gonna end the show talking about R-U-L-E? instead of versus Are You Ready? That's how we're gonna end the show.
No, that's how we're gonna end the show.
That's
You gotta switch cameras.
Is hilarious. The camera died.
So that's how we're going to end the show.
He wasted the time.
The
We would have wrapped up. We would have been wrapped up.
The new camera died or whatever.
Yeah, because you went over.
So you can see the difference.
We were done. We were ready to roll. And
I just had to.
You were talking about nonsense.
I just had to
got
put
me
that
all
out
like.
It wasn't nonsense. I just had to put that out there to see what the people thought.
Can we just say we love everyone?
We love everyone.
And we will see you next week.
We will see you next week.
Cheers.
I don't know if I want to. Okay.
You better cheers me.
Cheers.
Bye. We love you.